For one last time then, we are going racing on F1 24. Hello everyone and welcome to the final round of the NEF1 Championship of Season 9. We're here to end it in Season 9 where it all began back in Season 1. We're here for the Bahrain Grand Prix around the Sakhir International Circuit for what is the season finale for I believe the second time in NEF1 history. The last time would have been Season 2 that went racing around here for the season finale, what is usually the season opener now, closing this Season 9. Before we get started as well, before we get this qualifying well and truly underway, I'd like to read a message from one of our admins and founding members as well, Matty Adam 16, that reads: in honor of New Era F1 Esports' first decade, I'll be wearing a special tribute helmet featuring the New Era color scheme from Season 1. Paying homage to this amazing community we've been so lucky to grow, develop and be a part of. Since our former league, Performance Formula 1, we have run for 5 calendar years, 9 seasons of New Era, 10 seasons in total, and made new lifelong friends along the way. As we're hailing a new era for New Era, I personally want to say a massive thank you to everyone, past, present and future, for making this journey so meaningful. On to the next 10, Matty Adam. And this is the last race before we enter that 10th season. Hopefully we do so with a bang. Bahrain, usually one of the staples on the calendar, provides some great racing action, and we hope that'll do so tonight as well. If you're just joining us, this is NEF1 Esports. We're here for the last race on this calendar and on this game cycle. The championship is still technically on the line after being decided last week out. It has been undecided with a post-race penalty, meaning that there is a 43 gap advantage to Williams down to Red Bull with a maximum point swing of 44 points. The championship, by all accounts, is finished, but it's not mathematically over quite yet. It's an NEF1 first for Season 9 that a championship has been decided and then undecided post-race. Here we go then, as Matty Adam is on the lap to start off his session. Let's just get everything up and ready, the lap data and the track map, so you can see what is going on. Short qualifying for this. Matty is on a set of medium tyres for this. Bit of an interesting choice. So wait and see what kind of a pace they can deliver on. Mr. Wilco on a lap as well. Good race last time out and is steadily improving pace-wise. Now going through Sector 1. Coming up to the Sector 1 splits at 30.234 as Matty is coming up to the rundown to turn 9 and 10. Trickiest braking zone maybe on the calendar. Downhill into the sweeping left-hander, and then quite a short acceleration zone onto the back DRS straight. Wing wide open and as you're heading into Sector 3, or the beginning of Sector 3 and of Sector 2. Samo has gone fastest with a 28.394. Recon is shortly behind him on a 129.118. As here we go then with Matty coming around the final corner on his set of medium tyres. What is he going to be able to do? Is going to be a 132.849, slowing down there just before the line by the look of things. And there was talk of a couple of people potentially doing this to start from the back, which technically would be allowed if they wanted to. We can't force anyone to set competitive laps in qualifying. We'll see what goes on. Jamar going up to P2 on a 128.701. He has everything to fight for this race. He is involved in a championship battle with Noah for P8 and P9 in the drivers' standings. They're both tied on, I believe it's 72 points heading into this Bahrain Grand Prix event. So whomever finishes ahead of each other in the points will claim that 8th spot. Noah's finished dead last 2 seasons. Can he extend that streak to 3? will the streak end the 2 and it'll be bumped down to 9th. Luna qualifies at the moment in 4th place, BT up in 6th, Matty 7th, Squidge in 8th, and Wilco in 9th. Golden opportunity this for someone to maybe capitalize if some people are indeed going a bit slower to start at the back. Djokovic, could he capitalize on something like this? He's slowing down from the second sector. Zamo's in the pit lane, provisionally in P1 after the first run. Iwat's in P3, J-Mars in P2. Where is Noah? He's just started his flying lap, so let's keep an eye on this lovely nice little yellow and blue helmet as well in that Ferrari. So then, second braking zone of the circuit as we end Sector 1 with Noah Van. 28.838 as a good Sector 1 time. Can it challenge Jamar and Zamo up front? Zamo with 3/10 advantage over Jamar over the course of a lap. As Tess also set a slow lap, P11 for him. What is Ondracek doing in this qualifying session? He's currently heading down towards the final corner on a slow lap. Is he going to complete this, or is he coming into the pit lane? I'll be completing this lap, Ondracek, and could this be that we're going to have quite a couple of the quick runners start at the very back then? What'll be a bit of a weird qualifying session, but might well have a surprise pole position in store for us. Noah ran in final corner and gets a semi-decent exit on it. Need to get that on a really flowing line. Noah up into P2, a 10th ahead of his rival J-Mother and former teammate as well. Djokovic, the only one not having set a time yet. Right now the time to beat is a 1:28.394 and it's set by Samo Bamo 25. With 10 minutes to go, so this session's going by relatively quickly. But from what I can tell, Squidge has retired from this session. That'd be a bit of a backstab if everyone else started going quicker. Tess could utilize this in order to maybe just get that. Tess could maybe try to use this to his advantage of starting at the front, whilst the Williams are back behind. If you wanna give yourself the best chance at a championship, that is. It's a bit backstabby, but we'll allow it. No one else on a competitive run at the moment though. Hybrid down in P10, Darren in P11 and BT in 12. As we have a message from Matty, myself, Ondracek, Squidge and Tess starting at the back of the grid for a show. Anyone else is also welcome to take their part should they choose. Well, if everyone did, we wouldn't it'd have a weird grid, that's for sure. Hybrid comes across, not for a fast lap indeed, as Darren heads into the pit lane. That was very rapid. And now we have both the Williams cars down out in qualifying. 15th and 16th is where they're going to start this race. They'll be climbing the way to the front for the first stint or two. Here we go then, Samo Bamo on an outlap yet again. He's going to be trying to capitalize off this, maybe snatch a first win or a pole position. The thing is now, if these rear runners get held up for this first stint, it very well could allow one of these lads to break away and maybe get their first in the F1 win. Samo and Noah still hunting. Jamar and I was obviously multiple time race winners in the F1. Wilco Recon yet looking for the first podiums, I believe, as well. So is Luna. We're gonna one-time race winner in NEF1. Gonna try to make it 2, but he's had a difficult season in that Alpine. Squid saying it's a strong qualifying effort for Williams. Well, I have to agree on that one. It's looking good for Williams so far. Imagine now, Squidge, if Tess sets a lap for pole position and you have to battle your way through. Championship is still online. It's a bit... it's not too risky, but it's a bit risky. So then Samo heading into the final corner to start his next flying lap this session. Luna's already out there, going through sector 1 as we speak. It's improving by a 10.5 for the first sector, and the second sector is where you're going to make a majority of the gains. Oh, it's a tough braking zone. Downhill heading into turn 10 now. Heading into turn 11 and turn 12 then. The turn 12 inside Apex has been somewhat fixed on this game, hasn't it? It's not as lethal as it used to be on the previous iterations. I'll still stay somewhat clear of it. Room by 0.4 of a second is Luna. Where is Djokovic in all of this? He is coming up behind them, going through what I believe is turn 13 right now. That should be Djokovic in the Alpine. So Luna's going to improve a couple of positions. Djokovic's actually still in the pit lane, never mind me. As Luna jumps up to P3 in the order, 128.653, challenging Noah and Jamar. So that's going to put some pressure on the front runners for sure. Recon Hybrid 8th and 9th. It's up into 10th right now. Zamo's well and truly coming into the end of his lap now. How much is he going to improve by? About 2.3 of a second. And right now he's leading Noah by 0.5 of a second. Half a second down to second place Noah Van, who's only completed one flying lap, mind you. So very well could close that. Coming up to the end of sector 1, how much is that Ferrari improving by? Not improving at all, actually. Just going a bit slower by 35 thousandths of a second for the first sector. Second sector then needs to ace this one in order to have any chance of equaling that 28 flat set by Zamo. It's a very, very good lap at. So then here goes Noah throwing his car into the left-hander of turn 11 through the right-hander of turn 12 and quite close to the apex, trying to take a sweeping line into 13, but it's not a good second sector for Noah. That lap's not going to be good for too much, I'm afraid. As of Jamar, he's improving by a little bit. How much can he improve by the end of that second sector? And where's Djokovic? He is out on an outlap at the moment, I would assume behind Jamar on the DRS straight, just going through turn 11 right now. Heading into turn 12 on the right hand side of your screen, the track map. You see a little blue dot. So then, as followed by Jamar, heading into the final corner then. Can he take P1 away? Can he take P2 away from Noah? I'll see where he ends up. This could be an interesting battle all race long. Jamar jumps Noah by about 2.5 of a second. It's up to P2 in the order. Noah's left the section. Work on getting him straight back as Iwat is now out hunting for time as well. Is he being given a tow right now by his teammate, or has Tess decided I'd quite prefer to qualify out front here? Or is he helping his teammate along? I was making rather significant gains. Now, nice little slipstream on Tess heading into the braking zone of turn 11. Now, are we going to see Tess disappear down that left-hand side? No, what is going on with Tess? Is he on a competitive run right now? This is curious. Tess right now is steadily improving. Is he going to let that go? I don't know. Noah's rejoined the session. That's good. Thank you to whoever invited him. As there goes Tess, just letting his teammate go a little bit. Trying to help out the Red Bull cause as much as he can. How much is that going to help Iwat? It's going to jump him all the way up to P3. So that was a good bit of help from Tess there. With a 1 in his gamer tag. signifying his championship won 2 weeks ago now. Congratulations again to Tess. Djokovic jumps up to P2 right now. As Tess retired from this session, he will be starting at the back as well, along with Matty. So Djokovic, not quite good enough for P1 as things stand. 0.2 of a second off, less than that actually, a 10.5 off. Noah now with 2.25 to go has got to get out on track early, and we see movement down the Ferrari garage signifying that Noah is coming out on track in just a moment. There he is on the left hand side of the screen. The Ferrari of Noah 48 is coming out on track for one more go at this. 2 minutes remaining to a second in just about now. Darren's out there trying to get into the top 10. Hybrid Recon just inside of our top 10. Wilco's having a good qualifying in 5th. Gonna have one more go at this, presumably. Cy Watts, that was probably his lap looking at things, unless he's fueled up for 2 runs, but I don't think the tyres can take 2 runs around here. So that is Iwatts' 4th place. Is probably the best he's going to be able to do this session. I'd be surprised to see him go for this again. And not going for it, coming out of the last corner. That is Iwatts done in qualifying. Djokovic is out one more go. He has his battery charged up. He's going to give it one more go, Djokovic, to snatch a pole position away from Zamo here at the end. But it's a car park in Sector 2, everyone, so be wary. Faster cars will be coming through before too long. Got a Sauber coming through Sector 2 just now, I believe. Potentially a Mercedes as well. So then, Samo versus Djokovic. Djokovic coming up to the Sector 1 split. Is he improving? Yes, he is, by 0.2 of a second, and now Samo will have to get a move on. That's a brilliant first sector for Djokovic, whose tyres are now heated up to the fullest. Oh, and it's a bit of a slidey coming out of turn 8 through 9 and 10 then. Samo's still going to have to concentrate here. Djokovic's car is just a bit lighter, and tyres are properly fired up now. Now, let's see how much time he lost through that sector, potentially, or can he maintain the momentum? We have less than a minute to go in this qualifying session before the checkered flag drops. So here we go then, Djokovic through the Sector 2 split. He is still improving. This could be close. Samo will need to improve by the end of this lap to maintain that provisional pole position, because Djokovic is coming for it, which means Noah, Mr. Wilco, will be as well. Here we go then, Djokovic coming out of the final corner. And can he make a bid for pole position here at the very end of the season, a track where he's been so good previously? Yes, he can, by 500ths of a second. Zamo now with all the pressure on him. Mr. Wilco not going to be able to improve further. What is Noah doing? He's going through the last sector, or just heading into the last sector. He's improving by a 10.5. He's not quite in conversation for that top row right now, but how good an exit coming out of the last corner can he have? Because that is a place where he should be able to gain a bit of time on his previous attempts. Kisses the apex beautifully, nice flowing line through there, and that should have gained him a little bit of time. Noah Van crosses the line to go only 6th place, 10.5 up, but not quite good enough. Wigan, can he improve past him? No. What about Samo Bamo Van? Has he been outplayed by Djokovic right at the very end of the session, or can he recover from this? BT up to 3rd. Samo not good enough by only a couple of thousandths, misses out on pole position, and it's Djokovic out front, followed by Samo, BT, Jamar and Iwatts in 5th, Wilco in 6th, followed by Noah in 7th, Luna in 8th, Wigan in 9th, and Recon in 10th. Kit just missing out there by 10.5, followed by Hybrid, Darren, and then we have Matty, Tess, Undercheck and Squidge all starting from the back of the grid. But Djokovic just edging out Samo Bamo there for pole position at the end by 25 thousandths of a second. That is a very, very, very close margin between Djokovic and Samo there. There's one little mistake probably throughout Samo's lap that's cost him that very, very tiny amount of time. But then it is the end of qualifying on F124 as well, worth pointing out. No more qualifying laps on this game will be done. And now we have 29 laps worth of racing on this game to decide the final winner in Season 9. Could it be Djokovic for his first win this season? Could it be Zamo for his first win in NEF1? Could BT snatch a win late on this season? Jamar, Iwatts, Wilco, Noah, all of them are hungry for that win as well. The door's been open a little bit from the rear runners now, but will they be able to recover quick enough to do anything about it? Will we have a safety car? We'll wait and see. NEF1 will be back in just a few minutes with full coverage of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Do not go anywhere because this is far from over. We'll be right back in a few minutes for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Here we go, everyone. We can confirm that the ready-up has been given, and the final race of the season will commence in 30 seconds. The Bahrain Grand Prix then is gonna be played with, I'm not gonna say technical difficulties, it can be overcome, but apparently the drivers are having issues in the strategy screen early on when trying to select tyre compounds. I think they can select most tyres they want to, but the game's trying to force them onto a two-stop strategy. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So then here we go, just a few seconds now for the formation lap. It'll be taken by Djokovic with Samo Bamo alongside him in VRB. Looking for his first win in NEF1. Djokovic looking for his first this season. It's a race where Djokovic's done well in the past, beating that lime green Sauber for the last time as well. Is he going to be able to get a really good result going to climb above Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship, separated by 3 points at the moment? Jamar doing everything needed to do. Start qualifying Noah by 3 places. Needs to hold on now. Outscore the Maltese British driver by 1 single point to grab P8 off him in the drivers. But it's been an interesting battle that all season long. Though we're not covered too much, but it's been back and forth between the two. Iwatts has really gained some good form towards the end of the season as well. Right now sitting in P5. Wilco showing upwards of pace as well late on in this season. That's promising for next season, let me tell you that. Luna as well, with a lot of good results over the last couple of 3 to 4 weeks as well. One of the breakouts of the season, definitely alongside Samo Bamo, probably for the breakout of the season. We'll talk about that a bit more during the Season 10 reveal stream when we recap Season 9 as well, which will be before too long. So stay tuned on that. We'll be announcing it on our Discord and hopefully our socials as well. So if you're not following us on there, it's at New Era Esports on the platforms down below on the left-hand side of your screen. It's X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube and Twitch. So then, Djokovic at the end of formation lap, weaving to warm up those tyres as much as he can. Get everything in order then. Starting on the outside of the grid, and we'll have the outside line heading into turn 1 unless he can get a good getaway. Starting on the mediums, Samo going aggressive on the softs, BT on the mediums, Jamar on mediums. So it's split inside the top 10. A lot of drivers on softs, however, could give them an advantage. The guys towards the rear, Tess is starting on hard tyres, otherwise it's split. Matty on softs, and the Williams are splitting. Onracek on mediums, Squidge on soft tyres. Here we go then for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Djokovic versus Samo Bamo off the line. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's go. 5 red lights. And it is. Lights on, away we go. And it's a good start for Djokovic, who just gets the jump out of look of things on Samo Bamo, who's coming back and on the second phase of the start. Has the inside line. Should surely take that position away from Djokovic with that superior tyre. But slight contact between the two. Now Samo has to deal with Iwatts as well, who's trying to do everything he can for the Constructors' Championship. I feel losing battle, but he's going to give it a go. But Samo, not being able to jump Djokovic straight off the start, needs to get by within the next lap or two before that crossover point comes in between the soft and the mediums. Samo needing to make the most of his soft tyres at the start, and Matty up 3 positions already, just on the fringes of the points. Tess has not had a good getaway at all. He's down in 17th and last. Noah having an awful start as well, down 6 positions. So is Luna. Those two potentially made contact with each other, you would assume so, looking at where they started next to each other and next to each other right now, both down 6 positions. Probably something happened towards, I would imagine, turn 2 is where you usually run out of room, don't you, if you're not careful. So then I was right back of Samo Bamo, Mr. Wilco pushing Kit around the circuit as well. in 6th place. Kit gaining 5 positions on the start. It's a brilliant start from Mr. Wilco now. Getting by him into the last corner. Kit's going to try around the outside. Not going to get that done. Mr. Wilco takes the position away. Up in P6 is a big train behind Djokovic now. Everyone following him like a snake. Heading into turn 1 as Iwatts looks to the inside of Samo Bamo. Down the inside. Trying to make a move late on the brakes. And just forcing Samo a bit wide. Coming back on the entry of 3. But Iwatts gets that position. And it is now crucial that they don't let Djokovic to get away. The last time Iwatts won a race, it was after keeping Djokovic at bay in Silverstone 2 seasons ago. Now, he has a chance to attack him head on. We have a Ferrari with an issue coming out of turn 4. That is Noah, who's now down into plumb last. Jamar with a good situation now in the championship. As for the front, traditional front runners, Matty Adam in 9th place at the moment. Behind them is Ondrejek and Squidge in 13th and 14th, and Tess still in 16th, not making any progress on his hard tyres. So then Matty now very much on the back of Recon down the inside, heading into the last corner. Not traditionally an overtaking zone, but 2 overtakes done there already potentially. Side by side on the exit, but this is the type of battling that Matty can't really afford as well. Losing too much time if he wants to compete for the win this Grand Prix and make it his 3rd in a row. Now closing up massively to the back of Kit on the braking as well. He's not far behind Matty if he can keep this pace up. But he needs to make a move or 2 per lap at this pace before those front guys get away. Jamars forces way past Samo Bamo now as well, who's not having the best of stints. Those mediums seems to be working quite well as Iwat is round the outside of Djokovic, heading into the braking zone of turn 8 that is. For turn 9 and 10 then, still pushing Djokovic around here. Not able to break away from him. Iwatts with DRS now and is clear of Jamar. And now Iwatts battling for the lead of the Grand Prix here with Djokovic. Could Iwatts potentially be a surprise victor this season as well? It'd be quite something. Either Djokovic or Iwatts having won a race this season. Both looking for that first. Here we go then, and now Iwatts surely can be smelling that P1. Djokovic goes slightly defensive to the inside, not too bad though, because he knew this move was coming. Iwatts takes the lead of the Grand Prix away on lap 4 out of 29, and now it's a matter of looking behind them because Matty's coming up quite quickly, and so is Ondrejek now, and they need to start getting away from these guys now before they're in too much trouble. As Samo's having a bad go at it on this first stint, down to P6, 4 positions down on the start, and is being overtaken regularly right now. Next in line to have a go at him is Matty Adam. So Samo's having a difficult first stint here. Iwatts and Djokovic battling out front, and with Jamar 2.7 seconds behind. And he's defending away from Mr. Wilco and BT and Samo at the moment. There is Matty just in the background coming up behind them. A Matty who at the moment, let's see, is 5.4 seconds of the leader. It's not insurmountable at all. Darren Style in plumb loss as well, having had a difficult first couple of laps. Probably having to have made a pit stop, you would imagine, for a new front wing, and he's down into last. How is Tess getting along as well? Right now he's sitting in 12th place. Is he going to have a move on Kit or Wigan? Not quite. Maybe into turn 1. Kit going very aggressive on Wigan into the braking zone, getting its line all sorts of wrong, and that is going to allow Tess right into the conversation as Djokovic has gotten past his teammate again for the lead of the Grand Prix. And could this be a double overtake potentially for Tess? Better on the brakes than Wigan, down the inside, turns to the outside for turn 2, through the slide kink of turn 3, and Tess is through. Noah following through on Wigan as well, down the inside maybe, and Tess, oh wow, I would have loved another angle of that, round the outside of Kit, who's now fallen down massively after that, that leaving the session, given an invite in just a moment. Oh, but that was a move and a half from Tess. Jesus Christ. As here we go, and Iwat and Djokovic still locked into battle. 2.8 seconds behind them is Jamar. Mr. Wilco right on his tail, in a position to maybe snatch a podium here, which would be an NEF1 first. But he is really going along nicely, Mr. Wilco, this race. Is quicker than Samo Bamo on this opening stint on the soft tyres. He's performing better on that type now. Just crashes into the back of Jamar under braking. You need to mind that when you have the better tyre advantage, that you'll be able to brake later when the guy in front of you. Wilco now getting past Jamar, and Samos following him through. Oh, but outbraking himself a little bit. Free wide now into turn 3, and that never ever goes. But he went this time. Jamar in third place, Wilco in fourth. That's going to go down to the next braking zone as well. Wilco got to hang back a little bit on that though. Turns to the inside, contact with Samo Bamo, who just keeps that car in line. It's hard battling. Contact's bound to happen when you go 3 wide into a corner like that, for corner and corner on end. Samo doing well to hold on to his car there. Jamar staying in third, but this is costing them valuable time. To the guys out front, Djokovic and Iwatz right now are running away with this, and the question is, can they catch Djokovic and Iwatz? I'm talking about the front guys of Matty and Ondrejek, even if you clear this traffic ahead of them, which right now might take a while, and this battling is not going to stop, I can tell you that. Matty's got to capitalise on this quite soon, but he is past Beatty now and is right behind Samo Wilco. So he's got to get a move on quite quickly here, and if he wants to be able to battle for the lead this race. Difficult situations here in Bahrain right now. Lap 6 out of 29. We're not a million miles away from starting to see soft runners heading into the pit lane. That is Iwatz, presumably, is going to be one of the first ones. As Mr. Wilco with the ADAS on DRS now passed as fell by Jamar into the braking zone, and Samo's going to have a look down the inside as well. Could those two potentially get a bit of a ding-dong on, allowing Matty into this battle as well? He's for sure going to give it a go. DRS and ERS maybe have a go at Jamar, who could lose 3 positions within the span of a corner here. Jamar around the outside is not going to be able to hold that. Matt is through into P5. Samo in fourth. Wilco in third. 4 seconds off the back of Iwatz now. A total of 5 seconds of the leader of this race, which is Djokovic, who's now starting to build a little bit of a gap. 7/10 of a second down to Iwatz. It's nearing the 1 second gap, but that DRS is so hard to break out of. If you're Djokovic at this stage, you really are trying as well, because you want to build the gap down to the second stint. Matty Adam and Ondrejek's come knocking. Desmond Squidge not too far behind in 9th and 10th as well. It'll be a race of management this, but there's one big gap out on circuit which is worth keeping an eye on. That is the gap between Iwatz and Mr. Wilco at the moment. It's 4.1 seconds. Djokovic and Iwatz right now do wise to not really battle each other, but to just help each other pull away, as Djokovic looked like he was heading into the pit lane, just won the inside line. Going defensive for no reason at the moment is Djokovic. As here goes Samo on Mr. Wilco. Matty putting the pressure on him right behind, so that could be a problem for Samo within the next couple of laps. being ganged up on by the Aston Martin. Here goes Samo on Mr. Wilco down the inside. It's audacious into turn 4, but can he just force his way through? Turns to the outside, then the inside for the next couple of bends, and this is a high-risk move, but I believe Wilco just has that covered. Actually, no, turns to the inside of the braking zone into turn 8, side by side, and this costing them even more valuable time to the guys ahead. Another second loss in a sector alone, and yet Mr. Wilco remains out front. And it's those type of battles that you can't pick right now. You're just losing too much time to the guys ahead and backing up the guys coming up behind you. If you go for a move in this type of a race, you need to make it stick, in a way that Samo's not quite able to do on Mr. Wilco at the moment. It was a nice little battle between the two. As Matty really has had the first stint of dreams here of 9 positions on the 8 opening laps. Saiwats and Djokovic still out front by 5 seconds now, the pair of them. Samo coming into the pit lane, when first pull the trigger as Matty and Jamar follow him in. Jamar on a set of mediums actually coming into the pit lane already. So let's see what Samo puts on that RB. Matty, soft tyres going on, so man, it's a forced 2-stopper for him then. Soft tyres going on for Samo as well as for Jamar, soft tyres. So 2 stoppers all round by the look of things. Conservative hard tyres for a BT. We're going to have split strategies here, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to get interesting. Oh, and this is stuff you love to see, because now, with those fresh tyres, you're almost forcing the guys out front to respond to this. 19 seconds gap between Samo Bamo and Matty Adam. Tess is putting himself in a good position here to maybe one-stop this race. Djokovic should maybe think about doing the same on a set of hards. As for Iwatts, his strategy is a bit more open. But I can't. These guys out front probably need to respond quite quickly, because the undercut will be powerful around here. It is a track where the undercut is going to be effective. So just a couple of laps of this running, and Samo and Matty will have recovered that gap that was built out front. Now what's already pulling the trigger to go into the pit lane. Now, this frees up Djokovic in a way he's not been free all race, but he's locked into maybe a strategy now of responding to Tess on that medium tyre. Tess, 8.8 seconds behind him now, will be on a better tyre towards the last stint. Djokovic cannot afford now to lose too much time to Tess in this in the second phase of the race. Squidge now behind him on relatively old soft tyres, though. That's Tess flying through, heading into the braking zone in turn 4. And Matty's past Samo Bamo now as well. The next target up is going to be Iwatts, 3.2 seconds up the road, just showing you how effective that undercut was. What, 2 seconds? In other words, Djokovic needs to pit now, or he needs to commit to a pure one-stop here. But if he pits now, that gap will probably be down. He may actually lose his advantage to Iwatts. We'll wait and see. Matty, a full 2-second gain on one single lap then on Iwatts. It's really an impressive undercut, that. J. Marvan right now has P8 in the championship locked in. Now we have movement in the top 3. That is Squidge and Tess doing battling, but they are catching the Alpine of Djokovic. The gap was 9 seconds, now 8.3. Matty setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix to 1:30.849. This means Djokovic probably locked in to that one-stop now, and Tess could become a real threat on his presumed one-stop strategy, unless we have a safety car here. It's definitely not out of question as Kit retires from this race. By the look of things on track as well, so let's hope that doesn't trigger anything. It would be a massive problem if it does. Oh, and that's Tess going very, very wide coming out of the exit of turn 10. But Tess is going to be on the far superior tyre to Djokovic on this next lap. So the question is, when does Djokovic pull the trigger on a pit stop? Iwatts has already come in for a set of hard tyres. Does Djokovic maybe respond in a lap or two, about lap 13, to just ensure that Tess can't pit ahead of him and actually somehow get an undercut on him? As Djokovic's actually already come into the pit lane then on lap 12 out of 29, so it's early. You'd imagine hard tyres going on the Alpine. Yes, it is. Tess now leads the Grand Prix from starting basically last, but he's yet to make his pit stop. Djokovic, where does he come out in relation to Iwatts? That's going to be the important thing. He's not going to come out ahead of him. Iwatts takes the lead of the Grand Prix through an undercut. Can Djokovic even stay ahead of Matty? He's going to be close. Oh, he got lucky with that one. Matty, Samo and Jamar will have to pit again. But the question now is, Djokovic, how hard can he fight these guys without losing too much time? He needs to think about the battle out front. Matty as well needs to think, how much is it worth fighting Djokovic? Or is it worth just sitting behind, trying to stick with these guys as much as he can? Matty should be beneficial on pace though, on his soft tyres. Should be able to go quicker than Djokovic and Iwatts at this stage of the Grand Prix. It's these type of strategies that you want to see every single race. Mix up for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Samo goes past Matty on the DRS, and Jamar has a little go on him as well, and I can promise you Djokovic wants more of that going behind him. Or I'm sure he wouldn't mind Samo keeping his distance. So Samo now, having made his way back after a disappointing first stint, now well and truly back in contention of this race. But that two-stopper needs to yield some very, very good lap times in about 7 laps or so when they slap the mediums on those cars. They're full pit stop behind Djokovic already. As for Djokovic, he's closing in on Iwatts. Noah, 10-second time penalty, speeding in the pit lane, and that could be business done. What tyres going on that Ferrari? Hard tyres are going on. Crucial now for Iwatts to keep Djokovic behind him, to just make sure that he doesn't start gaining time on Tess, who's going to be managing traffic when he comes out after his pit stop. The question is, how early does Tess dare to go? 13.8 is the gap right now. Djokovic needs to get by quickly and will start making up for that time. He's on 11 lap old, or he's on 11 lap fresher tyres. So it should be significantly quicker than Tess, even with the natural pace advantage Tess might possess around this track. We didn't really see anything in qualifying, did we? So it is hard to see. Iwatts very, very defensive. Oh, sorry, that is Tess for whatever reason. That far down the inside. Why on earth would he go that deep on the inside when not really battling anyone? Iwatts then goes as defensive as Tess was for whatever reason. Now Djokovic knows he's got to get this move done, and he gets the move done into turn 1. I'm sure he wouldn't mind Iwatts and Samo doing a bit of battling on the exit, but Djokovic now needs to get a move on. 13.6 seconds to gap. He needs to keep this advantage now over Iwatts, and this is an interesting battle. Let me tell you that Squitch is not able to make any progress really in this race. He's stuck down 9th place. Ondercheck is stuck behind Matty, who's stuck behind Samo and Iwatts, which is not bad. But Squitch is a long way off those guys. He has a chance of making it to the end on these tires, but it's going to be difficult for him. I don't know quite what he was on for the first stint as well. Luna just on the fringes of the points behind Rika. And now Djokovic is just starting to make small gains on Tess. And when does Tess pull the trigger to make his pit stop, you should be able to get a good 13-14 laps out of a set of medium tires. Stays in for another lap. He is pulling, that is one of the Saubers alongside him. I believe that might be Darren Stahl. It's a beat actually. Following through. And now it's a race-long battle this between Samo, Matti, Ondrzejczyk, Jamar and Iwat and Djokovic at the moment. Oh, but that is Ondrzejczyk trying to force his way through on Samo. Bamo in a very clumsy way, ending up absolutely nowhere. And Iwat's trying to force Djokovic to make a mistake on the braking. It's not going to happen. 12.8 seconds now to the advantage. Djokovic right now in the absolute best position, but Iwat is very much in this race. Keep in mind, everyone on the hards you would assume is going to have to pit again. I don't think that Ondrzejczyk is going to make the end of the race on those worn medium tyres. Samo and Matti definitely isn't. And now that gap's beginning to form again between Samo, Bamo and the cars ahead of Iwat and Djokovic. And it's over 1 second now, which is going to give Djokovic and Iwat a bit more peace of mind to start going after Tess. But I believe Iwat now can start sniffing a potential victory here, which would be absolutely massive for him. Williams now have got to be very careful they don't end up outside the points, because it could be championship threatening if they do. Tess and Iwat is not unlikely that they're going to be able to snatch a 1-2 here if something happens to Djokovic. In that case, Williams have got to have a car at least in the points to secure the Constructors' Championship. Ondrzejczyk on the back of Matti Adams. Squidge 3.7 seconds behind them. Samo, having been into the pit lane, then new hard tyres on that car. Might he try to do something a bit different here? We'll wait and see, but he's gone in early with 13 laps remaining. More than halfway through this race then. Last race of the season. Please let me know what you think so far, but it is entertaining racing action this. With a couple of guys starting further down the field than they naturally would have been. Bit of a nothing race for quite a fair few of these drivers, which Tess and Matti all know where they're going to finish in the championship. Tess has won the championship a few weeks ago. Squidge isn't going to be able to move anywhere. Neither is Matti. They're locked into P1, 2 and 3 respectively. So for them it's just having a bit of fun now. But obviously the Constructors' battle is still there. Williams should have that locked up. All they need to do is score one single point and it should be theirs. It could go to count back, in which case 2 points might be necessary. I'm not completely sure on the situation on that. Djokovic now has started to close in on Tess. The gap's 11.1 seconds, and right now Tess might struggle if he wants to make through for the win here. But Iwat's definitely still in with a chance. However, his tide's slightly older. But Djokovic can't seem to shake the Jamaican-British Red Bull driver. Ondrzejczyk and Squidge in the Williams behind them. Luna and P6 on a set of hards. She should be able to get to the end on those, but it will be close. And then we have Matti now ahead of Samo on hard tires. Something's happened to Mr. Wilke, who's made him fall behind as well, and that's a massive shame. 6.5 seconds behind Jamar now. I wonder what's gone wrong for him. Running a very good first stint. Wigan then on the back of Luna Recon on his tail. Wigan, one of the very few drivers right now to have the medium tyres on. Coming up to only 10 laps to go, and Tess, is he holding on for a safety car potentially? When does he make that pit stop? Or is he waiting for a potential set of soft tyres with less than 10 laps to go? Could be the case. Question is, how long do they hold up? Because he's going to have to battle quite a bit of traffic on his way through. And it's going to be quick traffic as well. As Sakhir, we end up watching the Matti Samo battle once again. Samo down the inside, heading into turn 1, and nothing Matti's going to be able to do about that one. Jamar follows him through under braking. Gets very close to having a cheeky move down inside of Samo as well. He's just a bit too far back, has to back out of it. And now heading down the run into turn 4. And is he going to be able to make that work? Around the outside maybe. Samo just shuts the door on him on the entry to the corner and stays ahead. McLaren just trying to find a way through. Not quite successful. Djokovic then 9.5 behind Tess now. Iwatts just less than a second behind Djokovic, and this could be an interesting end to the Grand Prix, let me tell you that. Crucial for these guys to not get a time penalty now. That could be absolutely race ruining, especially for Djokovic, who've been prone to pick up one or two of those previously this season. And it has cost them positions. Here we go then. Tess coming in for a set of soft tyres then. With 11 laps to go, it's a long way to go on a set of softs. Where is he coming out? He's coming out well behind Squidge, but ahead of Luna by a significant amount. So it's not over for Tess now. How far behind is he when he comes out of the pit lane? Needs to be catching leaders by just over a second per lap, whilst getting through Squidge, Ondracek and Iwatts is not impossible, but it's going to be tricky for him. But it is clear that he chose the better strategy. Look at how much time Matti, Jamar and Zamo's lost on him for making that second pit stop and battling each other. Tess is not out of contention here, but it's difficult. It's very, very difficult. Those medium tyres, however, right now, of Ondracek and Squidge, they need to hold up. If not, they have a really big problem. And if those tyres do not hold up to the end of the Grand Prix, we could be in a situation where the championship is actually at threat. The question is, do you cover that risk off with just one of those cars slapping on a set of soft tyres now, doing the same as Tess? No, because you're going to come out too far behind, potentially. You'll be out behind Mr. Wilco. Maybe just ahead. It's a risk. It's worth taking. One of those cars to maybe just cover that risk off entirely. We'll wait and see. We have less than 10 laps to go now. Lap 20 out of 29. Djokovic's in the lead of the Grand Prix, and Tess is closing in on Squidge and Ondracek, who are going to give him a hell of a fight. They're not able to gang up on him though, separated by 3.3 seconds between the two Williams. Then it's another 3.8 seconds between Ondracek and Iwatts, who is running a brilliant race so far, running with the pace of a 3-time NEF1 champion. Is commendable. The last time Iwatts won a race, I've already said this once this stream, I'm going to say it again, it was by outracing Djokovic. That was Silverstone 2 seasons ago, if I'm not mistaken. Was it season 8 even? Could have been season 8 or season 7, but calling back, probably season 8, yeah. That he won the British Grand Prix. Now Tess is catching up to the back of Squidge, but he needs to clear that Williams quickly if he wants to have a go at this. The gap between them now, 9.8 seconds, so he's gaining by enough to catch up to the leaders, but he needs to get those moves done instantly. As here we go, apologies for the little bit of a pause. Sonchek comes into the pit lane and soft tyres going on to cover off the risk. Now, where's he analyzed he's going to be coming out? You would imagine in the middle of the little battle with Jamar, Samo and Matty. Maybe just behind them, but instead of soft tyres. Sonchek doing something different, but it has allowed Tess to get right up to the back of Squidge now. So how much is Squidge going to be able to hold off Tess here on brand new soft tyres? I don't think he's going to be able to do so too much. He would have needed, or he would have liked Ondercheck to be another roadblock ahead of him. Because once Tess comes up to the back of Iwat, I don't think he's going to offer up too much resistance. We'll wait and see. Tess makes short work of Squidge, then he's got nothing on that Red Bull at the moment. And now Tess with 8 seconds up the road to Iwat. He's going to be catching by a second per lap, but right now that is non-impossibility at all. He's gaining by a couple of attempts per sector already. You can see that was 8 seconds just a couple of moments ago. It's now 7.5, 7.4, 7.3. So Tess right now could prove an issue for the front runners now. And Squidge maybe just slow him down a little bit. I'm sure he wouldn't mind catching up massively under braking, but not quite. Could he maybe have a little go heading into turn 4? Does Squidge consider this battle lost? And I'm gonna run my own race. He's catching. Tess actually has to go defensive. But Squidge not close enough to start thinking about a move as Jamar and Luna does battle. Where's Luna come out of this race? Right now battling away for P5, which would be a brilliant result for her. Yet again, those results are just starting to pick up for Luna at the end of this season. 7 seconds now the gap between Iwat and Djokovic. Oh, sorry, between Iwat and Tess. That strategy is going to be very much on the verge, but how much does Tess have to take the life out of his soft tyres? 10 lap old tyres for Djokovic. Iwat now realistically will want to start attacking Djokovic in order to just allow Tess to get that much closer a bit earlier. Then they might have a go at deciding this internally, who gets the win, because Iwat really does deserve it this race. If it comes down to a situation like that. Wait and see. Djokovic right now is hurting by not having his teammate involved in this battle. He's all the way down to 13th place and is having a race, sadly, reminiscing the rest of the season. It's been maybe the most difficult season for Wigan in New Era since its inception, really. It's been with us every single season, almost every single race, if I'm not mistaken. But this season, it's not really gone too well for him, unfortunately. .8 seconds now is the gap between Tess and Iwat. 5.5. It's going to come down to the last couple of laps. Crucially now, though, Djokovic has been able to shake Iwat out of DRS, and that is very, very much needed. Needs to maintain this now. How much is Djokovic pushing, though, to keep him out of that DRS threat? Within 5 seconds now is Tess, which means he's within 6 seconds of Djokovic. With a car in between them, that's not going to put up too much of a fight if it means his teammate could win this race. Meanwhile, Sonderchek's gamble onto the soft tyres late on in this race has secured Williams, unless they make massive blunders now, has secured the Constructors' Championship for Season 9 as well. So then, 4.3 seconds, and now, crucially, Djokovic has been able to get away well and truly from Iwat. 1.4 seconds, and the hard tyres are starting to go off 5-lap-old soft tyres though. Those aren't going to be giving off too much grip at this stage. Yellow flags in sector 2. Was that test just having a moment by the look of things? It was hard to tell. Well, look at this. It's already over a couple of laps, broken away over a second per lap on Squidge 2017 on a slightly worn down medium tyre. But Tess has got to have the tyre performance when he comes up to the leaders. Still 5 seconds to go up the lead of the Grand Prix now. And it's going to be very much on the edge. He's got to clear Iwatts and then get within striking distance of Djokovic whilst having enough tyre to do so. Is going to be a race on management, but Djokovic could be heading towards his first win this season. To maintain his streak of winning a race every season he's competed in. Meanwhile, the battle's ongoing for what is now P6. Jamar, Samo, Luna, and Matty. As Wilco sadly is fighting away for the last points paying position of P10 with Recon. Something this race just went a bit wrong for Mr. Wilco, because he well and truly was up there in terms of pace. Samo and Jamar with a bit of a ding-dong into turn 1 with Luna trying to capitalize on it unsuccessfully at this stage. Might allow Matty an opportunity on Jamar and Luna into turn 3. Very close to contact between the two. Matty just misses out on that one. Benavan, 1.1 seconds gap between Tess and Iwatts. Then another 2.6 up to Djokovic. The question now, Djokovic is massively taking time out of Iwatts' advantage. Tess has taken a lot of time out of Iwatts, but not so much of Djokovic. So how fast is Djokovic right now going to make sure that it's not a battle at the end? Tess and Iwatts. Does Iwatts put up a fight here, or does it make it easy on his teammate? He's not fighting this one. Here we go then, Tess versus Djokovic for the last 4 laps of the season to decide the winner. He needs to catch up with less than a second, about half a second per lap, in order to be within striking distance on lap 29. What is the approach now that Djokovic takes? 7-lap-old softs versus 14-lap-old hards. Those softs are going to start losing grip right about now, as we can see there, when Tess has a bit of a moment coming out of turn 3, and he is losing time through that first sector on his best lap of this race. And all Tess has got to do before the beginning of lap 29 is be within 1 second. So he needs to catch up for 1.6 in the next 2 laps. Right now he is pushing with everything he has got. Djokovic though, this is going to be very, very nice for the Alpine, let me tell you that. He's going to get a lovely bit of DRS down the main straight to just help him get along or get him away from Tess. That's probably going to gain him a good 10th or 2. That Sauber, mind you, is obliged to get out of the way. But he's going to give Djokovic DRS for the next straight as well. And that could be the difference here, because now the gap is back up to 3 seconds with that little help for Djokovic. And it came just at the right time. And could that potentially be what has cost Tess the chance at the win here? We'll wait and see, but now he really needs to move on this next lap. Now, it's up to a second per lap over these next 2 in order to even have a fighting chance on lap 29. Mind you, around this place you probably want a lap to set up the move heading into turn 1 or turn 3. Djokovic with the advantage right now. Tess, 2.3 seconds behind, but is he close enough? Djokovic now then has a car ahead of him as well. He'll be hoping for a bit of DRS pull from that car ahead of him down the DRS straight. Is he going to be able to receive it? I believe that would be a BT, wouldn't it? Is that going to happen? No, not quite. I believe BT's just let him go before that's come into play. It's going to be an ever frustration to Djokovic. Now, it is between Tess and Djokovic. Less than 2 seconds separate these two with 2 laps to go. And this is going to come down to the final lap. The question is, how close can Tess get on lap 28 to set up a move on lap 29 to get the job done? And how much does he have to attack with getting into the DRS range? 1.3 seconds now. It's going to come down to a 1 lap battle for the win of this Grand Prix. Iwatts has put up a very, very valiant fight and is going to be rewarded with a podium here, which is absolutely brilliant to see. Undercheck and Squidge did everything they had to today to just secure what they knew was coming. Tess is within 1 second. Crucially, he is within a second before lap 29. Now, he has this next DRS straight to start charging up his batteries for one go at Djokovic. He's got to get this right to perfection. Djokovic, is he charging up to maybe start going on the defensive? Tess's tyres are not going to be in a good state right now. 9 laps of constant pushing on the soft tyres. Djokovic has got to get this very much right. You can just see he's weaving to get out of the toe on Tess, who's going to be giving it everything. Is the attack coming into turn 1 or into turn 3? Djokovic going aggressive on defense, weaving to the inside, going to the outside, doing everything he can to break the toe. The attack is not going to come into turn 1, it's going to come into turn 3. Djokovic leads Tess coming on to the last lap through the first corner. Tess does get a decent exit. Is it good enough? DRS is open. Djokovic very much to the inside. He's going to go aggressive. Leaves the inside open for Tess, who makes contact, and he's probably going to back out of that. He does let that position go, but he's going to have one more go at this heading in to the braking zone of turn 11. Next DRS straight might be the final opportunity. You might also be able to pick up a toe towards the final braking zone of this race, but good sportsmanship from Tess there. But what was Djokovic thinking, leaving the door open like that for Tess, who's on the better tyre and needs to outbrake him and can outbrake him? Now Djokovic needs to hold that inside, but he leaves it open to make contact yet again. Djokovic on the outside, Tess on the inside, and it's going to come down to the final braking zone potentially. This Tess forces his way through, and Djokovic again leaves the inside open for Tess to have a go at. Now Djokovic needs to be able to follow through on this penultimate corner. He's not quite done so. Tess is out of charge. Is Djokovic going to be able to send one down the inside? Tess goes defensive on the inside. Surely he's going to hold this. Shows Djokovic the outside. What was so close to Djokovic came to nothing in the end. Tess takes the win of the Bahrain Grand Prix, but it's going to be so close. Separated by less than a tenth of a second. Tess steals the race win from Djokovic, who left the door open. Iwatts takes P3 in the final race of the season for a double podium for Red Bull. It wasn't enough in the end though. Williams, with a 4th and 5th, secured the championship here at the last race of the season. Samo, it wasn't the race that it could have been, but he's going to come home to be rewarded in P6 for the breakthrough of the season, surely. Matti in P7, followed by Jamer in 8th, Luna in 9th, Wilco is going to take home a consultation point in P10. But that is an end to the season, unlike almost any other. Tess and Djokovic putting on a show right at the very end there. What a race. Congratulations to Tess there. Absolutely brilliant driving all season long. That is why you are the NEF1 champion, coming from last to first and doing it at the very, very last moment as well. As there we go then, Tess with the first win back since a long time ago, since the Mystery Grand Prix of, I believe, round 11 or 12. So it's been a long time coming for Tess, but what a way to do it in. Picks up a 25 points and the championship win. Djokovic in P2 with Iwat in third, Ondrzejczyk in fourth, and Squidge in fifth. Then we have a BT with a point down in P16 for the fast lap as well. The last fastest lap point, which shall ever be awarded in NEF1 probably as well. Sam in 6th, Matty in 7th, Jamar in 8th, Luna in 9th, and Mr. Wilco in 10th. Is your final top 10 of the season, and your final top 10 on this game as well. That has been the end of 2 brilliant seasons of New Era F1 Esports on F1 24, and what a game cycle it has been, even with a game that initially at launch seemed like it wouldn't produce too much racing at all. Turned very, very well indeed. We had breakthroughs from Samo. We've had Squidge improve massively to become a genuine championship contender. We have had a newcomer of Tess, who in his first full season wins the championship in style as well. What a season it's been. Yeah, I feel so blessed that we've been able to do this for 9 consecutive seasons. The attendance for this season has not been completely perfect, but it's been a much needed step forward of what we had last season out, and we are all so happy that we're able to do this season in, season out, and now, yeah, 5th consecutive year we're doing this, heading into year 6. We are very much looking forward to season 10 alongside with you on F1 25. Stay tuned for that. Myself and Matty will be with you for the NEF1 season 10 launch stream, as we usually are. We very much are looking forward to it. Thank you again so much for watching New Era this season. If you haven't followed us, make sure to do so already at New Era Esports, both on Twitch and on YouTube. It would mean the world to us to reach 200 followers on Twitch quite soon. But that is going to be it for Season 9 of NEF1 Esports. We'll be back on F1 25 for the new game cycle and a brand new season of NEF1, our 10th consecutive season. We'll be right back with you. Until then, stay safe, have a good one. Thank you so much for watching yet again. Congratulations to Williams on the constructors, to Tess on the drivers. Have a good one, stay safe, and peace out.